What's going on, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Welcome to Texas podcast. Thank you for all the day ones, all the new subscribers, all the likes, comments, feedback. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. How's everybody out there doing this beautiful Saturday, man? It's a good day in the neighborhood today. It's a good day, right? Because I want June and Dante, right? I want y'all to know that y'all going to get in a bumpy ride, man. So put on y'all safety, put on your crash dummy helmet, strap up the seatbelt. It's going to be a short, bumpy road. I'm not going to make it a long, bumpy road, right? I'm going to make it short and simple, right? Short and simple, right? Donta and June, I'm going to hit y'all ass in civil court. First is Donta. Once I win off Donta, it's going to be easy case with June. And then anybody stupid fuck that wants to go in it, I'm a civil suit their bitch ass, right? I'm going to Detroit, right? I'm going to go file in your fucking county, right? I will be taking pictures when I'm at the courthouse in Detroit, just to show you, buddy, right? And that's coming up, man. All right. And for you, Mark Moore, I suggest you enjoy your fucking freedom. Because it's not looking good for you. For you, buddy. Because the harsh reality is you have victims. And when your victims come together, fuck. I don't know. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers. Y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all got yourselves into, man. Y'all some stupid fucks. Y'all don't even know. I was surprised, right? But see, God does things for a reason, right? God is like, here you go. Because Mark, you have victims, right? You have victims. And when your victims get together, what is going to happen, Mark? There's already, I don't know how. You're a fucking idiot, Mark. I don't know how you think the victims, the family of the victims, is going to let you get away with being on YouTube. All right. You do know that when they build the case upon you, it takes time, right? I'm not the fucking one building the case on you, you stupid fuck. All right. I'm not your victim. I'm Dante's victim. All right. I'm Dante's victim. In June, right? All these pieces of shit that are just running their mouth about me, right? Enough is enough, right? Donta and June, I'm gonna put legal matters in their life, right? It's that simple. That's the end of it, right? That's the route I'm gonna go with them, right? Because enough is enough. Enough is enough, right? So continue today. Do another 6-hour live about my paperwork. Tomorrow, do another one. Continue doing them, please. I ask you, continue with the paperwork shenanigans. Even though I told you to stop, if you decide to continue, give it more gas. Give it all the gas you want. Give it. Keep on populating it. Keep on presenting it like me. Keep on. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. All right. You're doing a great, keep it up. Just keep it up. That's all I ask, right? I've asked you to stop with the false narrative. But if you decide to continue, continue. Right? Continue. Continue. Right? Continue. Because all you're gonna do is give you rope to hang yourself. Just enough rope. Keep on. Keep it up. And Mark Moore, you have victims. Stop acting like you don't have motherfucking victims. Don't act like your shit don't fucking stink, right? Because you, buddy, and with the unedited version, paints a better picture of the fucking monster you are, right? There's people that have you in their sights. Not me. Not me. There's people, victims, right, that are coming together. It's going to be a beautiful sight, Mark, right? He who laughs, laughs the best, right? Y'all been having all y'all's giggles and yeah, hurrahs, right? At my expense. Continue. Continue. Because I want to have it on record that I've asked you numerous times to stop, right? But if you don't want to take heed to my warning, continue. Ramp it up. Ramp it up. Get on right now, go do a live and do a live about me for another 4 or 5 hours. Continue doing it. Continue. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it, right? I am telling you to stop because it's not true, right? But if you decide to still go and throw defamation of character and still profit off of it, continue. Continue, right? Because I want you to make money. I want you to make money, right? I want you to make money. I don't want you to do it for just laughs and giggles. I want you to make it for money, right? Because by you doing this on social media, you're being compensated, right? Off my defamation of character, right? And you can't do that, man. But continue. Let's you and your flunkies continue, right? Continue. Because you and June are going to be civil suit. I guarantee you that, buddy. I put that on my mama, right? I put that on my mom, bro. I put that on everything I fucking love. I'm going to go to the civil suit with y'all, right? And you, Mark Moore, you got your hands full with somebody else, man. Right? I'm just giving you, you have your hands full with somebody else, right? And the sad part is you don't even know. But keep it up. Keep it up. Y'all are doing excellent work. Excellent, right? Excellent. Excellent work for self-destruction. Self-destruction. That's what y'all doing, man. Self-employment. Self-employed. Y'all not exploding from the out, y'all imploding from the in. Right? From within, y'all are fucking up y'all's own self, right? So continue. Continue. Today, get your little panels of flunkies and go on a Noel bashing, right? Go on a Noel defamation of character. Go say Noel has these charges. Go say Noel has these convictions. Go say all this again over and over and over on a daily basis. Go. Don't act scared and continue. Continue with the defamation of character. Continue. Even though I told you that it's lies and you have misinformation, So you continue knowingly that you have wrong information. You're spewing wrong information, right? And not only is it wrong, you're profiting off of it. You're making money off of it, right? When victims come together, maybe you know, Mark, that question you ask yourself, how come I've not been in trouble? How come I haven't gotten in trouble? Wait, wait a little longer. I have a feeling that that question will be answered for you in the near future. Just be patient. Y'all some dumb motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers. Y'all don't even know the half of the shit y'all motherfuckers are in, right? Y'all don't even know. I thought y'all motherfuckers thought y'all were gonna have the upper hand for the rest of y'all's life or something. Y'all thought, man. I'm not gonna take too much time up for y'all Saturday today, man. I took too much time for my family yesterday, man. First thing my wife told me today, not another fucking day of the nonsense. Don't do it. And I gotta please my wife and kids, right? Right. They, like I said, it's going on a year that my family have seen me stressed, right? It's almost like they beg me sometimes not to do this, right? Leave it alone, stop fucking with it, not another day. So it's not only am I being tormented, they're being tormented as well, right? It's a domino effect, right? But I have to, because the finish line is getting there. I feel it. I feel it in my bones, right? It's getting there. I think in reality, I could have got to the finish line a lot quicker, right? I'm gonna get to that finish line. And my chest is the one that's gonna break that band, right? I'm gonna fucking pick my arms up once I cross that banner and cheer. Yeah! Right? Because the finish line's coming, boys. The finish line is coming. And June and Dante, they're gonna lose something, right? And not only that, but they're gonna look real fucking stupid, right? Right. Fuck them, right? Dante's gonna be the first one, man. Dante's gonna be the first one, right? Mark, I'm gonna tell you like this, Mark. You don't know what's coming for you in the near future, right? Don't anything I can say for you, it don't matter no more, man. I was trying to avoid that scenario, but I'm not the victim, right? You have victims. That's what you have to fucking realize, right? That you have victims and family members of victims that have not forgotten of what the fuck you've done. So when those family and victims come together, man, not looking good, buddy. Not looking good. All right. And what did they say? I don't think there's I don't think there's a statute of limitations for that shit, right? Right. And what do you have? What do you have on that video? A self confession. Y'all just stay and watch, man. And you know who you know, and you know who you're gonna have to blame? Dante, right? When everything's coming said, Dante Bell, you are gonna look like a piece of shit by your own inner circle. But when everything is all said and done, take my word, Dante Bell, you are gonna look more of a piece of a shit to your inner circle. Just watch how it plays out. Just watch. Just watch how it plays out. I'm not bluffing with you, bro. I'm not fucking playing with you, right? Everything you said about me, lies, right? I have no convictions, right? No convictions of whatsoever of any kind of sexual deviancy. If I had a conviction for a murder case, you can call me a murderer, you can call me a murderer all you want. But just because somebody told you I caught a body and you're calling me a murderer on social media, that don't mean that doesn't make it right, buddy. All right? That doesn't make it right. That's why there's civil court. Like a Judge Judy, a Judge Mathis. Right? We're gonna be in one of those Judge Mathis, them civil courts. You like them kangaroo courts, boy? We're gonna be in one. Don't worry. Don't worry, sonny boy. Oh no, no. Man. You know what, man? I think tomorrow I need to go. I need to go to church, man. God always seems to bless me, man. He always seems to give. He always, he always seems to look out for me, man. I need to go pay the man my gratitude. I need to go show him my gratitude. I need to go get down on my knees for him. You know what I mean? And show God my gratitude. Tell him thank you, sir. Because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight, man. I'm telling you. Look, I'm a person that don't phantom on talking shit, man. Not false narrative. Not blowing smoke up your ass. I'm not like that, man. But it's gonna be real good. And you know what? I'm not gonna say I don't feel bad for Mark. Because at the end of the day, man, you know, I don't wish nobody's freedom to be taken away, man. But if you did something and people's lives are still affected, and you got to pay the piper, man. You have to pay the piper. You have to pay the piper. You might get lucky, and you might get lucky and just get hit with the civil suit, right? Or they might just they might want their pound of flesh, man. I don't know, right? But I guarantee you, you being online does not help. I told you, by you coming online, all you did was open up old wounds. Because you have fucking victims. Right? It's not like you don't have victims. And stop acting like you don't have victims. Because when those victims come together, it's going to be a powerful sight, Mark. Nothing you're going to be able to do or say other than hire you an attorney. That's all you're going to be able to do, buddy. Donta, June, everybody else that got you to this point is not going to be there. So in a way, I feel bad for you, but right, but that's karma, man. You treated these people's loved ones, their victims, horrible, right? And you expect these people to just forget about it? Do you actually think so? Man, y'all, look, it's going to be a beautiful sight to see, man. Right? Beautiful sight. It's, whew, which I should have been doing a long time ago, right? I should have done this. I shouldn't have let them continue it, right? But sometimes you have to let nature take its course, right? Because maybe if I would have did that, maybe I wouldn't have had this other help, right? Now things happen for a reason, right? Mark, you don't even know that you're being sniped, man. You're being gunned down as you speak. Somebody's gunning you down from a long distance, and you don't even know. Ain't that karma a bitch? You used to be over there gunning officers. Them officers not even unknowingly being gunned down by you. And it's sad to say that the same thing's happening to you. You're being gunned down unknowingly. You're too busy. You're too busy making a mockery out of it, right? You think these victims and this victim's family, if they would see you on YouTube trying to help the victims, trying to help make a difference, they wouldn't have a problem with it, man. They'd probably see a remorseful, changed man. But this whole year, what has been your what? How have you presented yourself to the world this year, Mark? A person that not been able to hold themselves accountable, right? Victim shaming, right? They asked for it, right? No remorse, right? So ask yourself, as a family of the victim, as the victim himself, right? How would they feel? It's going to be a beautiful ride, man. I'm not talking out my ass, man. I'm not threatening you, right? I'm not. Let's get one thing understand. I, Noel Martinez, do not wish any harm to come upon Dante Bill. I don't know what is it. I don't know what the fucking June, right? So June, I don't know. I can't pronounce his fucking name, right? But we all know who June is, right? We know who June is, right? I'm gonna handle those two guys, right? I'm gonna handle them through the legal matter, right? I wish no harm or physical harm is gonna come in from my end, right? I am not threatening you for physical harm, right? But I am bringing you aware that I will be serving legal matters upon you. First, you, Dante. First, you. And after I win that case, my second ones will be open and shut, right? Just a different asshole. So y'all get ready, buddies. Y'all get ready. Right. And it's sad to say at this point, Mark, you're out of my jurisdiction. You're out of my jurisdiction, Mark. Somebody else, somebody else got your tail, right? You're out of my jurisdiction. Yeah, I can't, man. My hands are tied. All right. At this point in time, my hands are tied, Mark. Right. Somebody has you in their sights. I feel sorry for you, man. I feel sorry. Because a vengeance from a woman, a victim, man. Mark, you monster, Mark. You monster. Dante Bell, put on your Sunday's finest linen. Right? I want you to look presentable, man. Because you're going to look real fucking stupid. Right? You know you're going to lose in civil court. You know, right? You know, right? Why? Because all you speak is false. Right? So I have to make the system eat your motherfucking trash, right? The legal system, everything you fucking threw up out here is going to make you fucking swallow it back 10 times, right? They're going to make you take every fucking single word you said, take it back. And do you know, even if I don't get no fucking money, right? As long as I get a judgment on my behalf, I'm happy. Right? And that judgment on behalf is going to tell you to shut the fuck up. Right? If I don't get no money, right, I will still get the justification of having a legal document to tell you to shut the fuck up. Right? And then how are you going to look amongst your 140,000 followers? How are you going to fucking look? How? And you know, I'm not talking shit. I'm not talking shit, right? Because this is what's going to happen, buddy. What is your argument? Francisco's paperwork? What counterclaim do you have? Francisco? Francisco's paperwork? Is that your counterclaim? You're going to look real stupid, man. Real fucking stupid, right? And in that judgment, I'm going to ask for a public apology, right? And you know what? The judge is going to honor that. Why? Because you've been publicly humiliating me for over a year. So, get ready, buddy. Get ready. Because it's coming. It's coming. So, today, schedule y'all another live. Go about another 8 hours, 10 hours. Do a half a day. Do a day shift of work of nothing but bashing Noel Martinez. I appreciate it if you would. Even through, once again, I'm putting it on the record. Please stop with all your lies upon my name. Please. But if you choose not to and you continue, well, go ahead, man. You know, you're going against my will, right? I'm telling you this, please stop. But then again, I can't control you, right? I can't control you. But if you decide to continue, continue. Continue with the lies and the bashing. Continue. That's all I ask, right? I don't need you to stop now. Don't stop now. Don't catch that Jack Mac. Don't catch that fishy, buddy. Don't catch that Jack Mac. Jack Mac is a horrible, stinky fish, right? But for some reason, I used to eat Jack Mac when I was in prison, right? It was pretty good. It's just dirty fish cleaning it. And I didn't like cleaning the fish, right? It's dirty fish, stinks. Sometimes you gotta take the bone out of it. But let's get back to topic at hand. Y'all continue with y'all's narrative about Noel, these charges, and continue. All right. Continue. Because it's gonna be a beautiful sight. And there's a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people that need to be held accountable, right? But Dante's the main one, man. Once I succeed with Dante, everybody else will fall in line. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Once I take care of Dante, everybody else will fall in line. Right? Dante's going to have to be made the example of for everybody else to realize that he's a fucking idiot, right? He's going to have to be made an example of, right? An example of that you can't just get on fucking social media and profit off defaming of an innocent man, right? You can't do that, right? They can't do that, right? You know, that's illegal to get on social media, bash somebody with false information, trying to use somebody else's convictions to cause you harm. You're gonna have to be made an example, right? An example of what happens, right? We already seen what happened with Manny and Finney, right? That was one example. So now there has to be another example, right? Of what happens. And sorry to say, Dante Bell, you're going to be that motherfucking example. You have 140,000 platform where it's going to show cyberbullying, right? You're going to be an example. And like I said, when you go to civil courts and you criminal courts, you got to find similarity cases, right? That way, it plays into the judge. It plays into the jury. It plays into the emotions of everybody there, right? That look, Your Honor, this is what happens when you get pushed to the wall with false allegations. Your Honor, I chose to not do that route. Right? I decided to hold this guy accountable for social media bullying, right? Cyberbullying, making money off defamation of my character. All this shit, he knows it's true, right? He knows it's true. He knows I'm not Francisco. It's not like he doesn't know the truth, right? He knows the truth. So it's willingly. He's willingly doing this, knowingly he's wrong. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse for your fuck up, right? What's going on, Larry? Oh, I think Dante wants some dirty Snickers coming out of him. I think Dante wants some dirty Snickers coming out of him, Larry Bird. He wants them Butterfingers coming out of him. See, Dante Bell is going to have to be made an example, right? And it's sad to say that he's going to be the poster boy. You know, right now, Finney and Manny is what happens, right? That's the outcome. That's the outcome. So the judge is going to be like, damn, this is, this is going to be like a groundbreaking case for certain people, man, because it's not, they don't really be, dealing with social media and shit like that, right? It's weird, right? Because it's not, when you do a civil suit, you're actually doing the civil suit usually with somebody in your town, right? Somebody in your city and state, right? But when it's social media, the defendant might live in another state. So now you have to go to their jurisdiction and file the motion where they live at, right? So it's a little bit more complicated. I don't give a fuck about June, right? And they're going to have to prove that I trolled, right? I barely started trolling 2 days ago. Buddies, all right? Prove it, all right? Y'all going to have to prove a case. I don't give a fuck about that bitch being a cop, all right? I don't give a fuck about the bitch. She can go suck a dick and die. Just with that cocksucking, dirty, dread fucking bitch ass. Fuck that bitch. If she's a cop, fuck that bitch, right? The fuck I want to do with the fucking cop? Fuck that bitch. And fuck June too. They both motherfucking bitches. They both some motherfucking cocksuckers. Think I give a fuck about a cop? You think I give a fuck about a cop, bro? I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking cop. I don't bother them. They don't bother me. I don't lose no sleep. You know how many fucking cops I have outside my house every day, you stupid piece of shit? I have cops outside my house every fucking day. I wave at them. How you doing, buddy? What do you want me to do? Intimidated by a cop? When you say a cop, right? You're trying to use a cop to intimidate me, right? And I'm telling you, fuck your cop that you have in your pocket to intimidate me, right? I'm not talking about a cop that's here to protect or serve. You're trying to use your cop girlfriend to intimidate me. So fuck her. She's a bad cop, right? Oh, no, no. I don't need no. I need them to stay power tops. I don't need them to be flipping over the power bottoms. Because then I feel some kind of way when I start picking on power bottoms. Right? Keep that same fucking energy. I don't want to hear no more that it's fake. I don't want to hear that. It's real. It's real, right? Y'all been uh saying it's real. So continue with that narrative. Don't hold back. Don't hold. I know Judon is don't. That's why I'm not going to put him in the civil suit with Dante. Right? Because if I put him in the suit with Dante Bell, he's going to go for a ride as well, right? But my main target is not June. That's what you have to understand, right? What you have to understand is that once I make the example out of Dante Bell, once I make him an example, everybody else falls in place. Watch and see. Watch and see. Watch and see. That once I make Dante Bell the example, you'll see what happens to everybody else. All right. You'll see. I don't need an apology. Right? I don't need an apology. What I need is a legal document to tell y'all to shut the fuck up. Right? That's what I need. Because the apology, you could tell me sorry tomorrow, and you could tell me to fuck you off tomorrow, right? Tell me sorry today and fuck you tomorrow, right? With an apology. But with the legal document, you have to keep your motherfucking mouth shut, right? Keep them dick suckers quiet, right? And once everybody sees what happens to you, they're gonna keep their motherfucking mouth quiet too, right? But you're gonna have to be made the example, right? Just like Manny made Finney the example, right? I'm gonna have to make you the example, right? I'm gonna have to make you the example. So that way, the social media can see that there's two ways of dealing with this, right? That's why. Why do you think I put his subscribing up there, man? Enjoy your content while you have it, right? Enjoy your channel, right? Because I might even be asking for that channel for damages, right? You made a lot of money off of me, man. You made money off defaming my character, right? So I'm entitled to some kind of monetary gain, right? Because if you were just doing it for laughs and giggles, well, then a letter telling you to shut the fuck up and an apology would probably be, a judge recommendation, right? But since you're making money off of it, the judge is going to take in consideration that, so you weren't just doing this for fun and laughs. You were actually doing it to profit off defamation of this guy's character. So you were basically destroying this man and making money off of it, right? And not only were you destroying him, you were also putting his life and family's life in jeopardy. So get ready, buddy. Get ready, man. Get ready. Everything I'm telling you, Dante, it's the truth. Everything is the truth. You're going to see how it plays out, man. Right? By you doxing me, by you doing all these charges and putting this jacket on me, trying to put these charges upon me, I have to relocate myself, right? Because now, man, you put my life in the jeopardy of my loved ones, man. So now every time I step out this door, I'm stepping out to danger. Why? Because you decided to put negative misinformation on social media. Even through there's numerous times I've told you you're incorrect. So you willingly, right? Willingly participated in the shit. And not only did you willingly participate it, you had a whole gang of characters, a cult leader, of followers, right? Minions from your 140,000 followers. Do you know the picture that is going to get painted? You're going to look like a fucking monster, like the apex predator that you are. You and Mark are going to get fucked over, man. The both apex predators, right? When the judge sees that, he's going to see you as an apex predator on social media, attacking the vulnerable, the disabled, making money off defaming their character, jeopardizing their family with misinformation, having a large cult following of 140,000 people that are all across the United States of America. I'm not safe nowhere. I think I might have to move all the way to fucking Alaska to be able to get a peace of mind from this guy. He has a large cult following, right? And now, why do you say he has? Well, look, Your Honor, look at these panels. Look at these panels. These are his cult following. This is why I'm at danger. Because you see here, there's 9, but we can only see 9. But where are the other 130,000 that are moving silently that we can't see, Your Honor? My life is really in danger. This guy is not saying I stepped on somebody's shoe or I stole a piece of bubble gum. He's saying one of the most horrific things a person can do. And the first thing the honor is going to look at, convictions. In order for you to call me a murderer, I got to have a conviction of a murderer, man. Now, just because somebody tells you I got a body and you decide to go on social media and slander my name, you're totally against the law, buddy. You have no right, right? You had an opinion. I made it clear to you that you were wrong, and you knowingly continue. So there's no argument for you to say that you didn't know. Right? You can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." Right? Because he's going to look, the judge and your own attorney is going to look at you fucking stupid. Right? And he's going to be like, "Well, how are you going to say you didn't know if this man's on audio and video telling you over and over?" Right? So get ready, Dante Bell, because you are going to be, I'm going to give you your notoriety that you've been wanting. I'm going to give it to you. Just like I gave you your first spanking online and exposed who you are, I'm going to give you another spanking. Right? Another one. Right? I got them. YouTube download. You have to pay, right? I got them. I got them. I got them on my StreamYard, right? Like where I was going to go do a reaction video. Right? I just sat there, put your video on my StreamYard, and just hit the record button. Right? I have all your fucking videos on my StreamYard. Right? Just like if I was going to do a reaction video, right? I just opened up my StreamYard, went to yours, and recorded. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that out there that have your videos as well. Okay? There's a lot of people that have your videos put aside. All the people that you thought that was me in the beginning, those are real people, buddy. It wasn't me. Right? It wasn't me. I'm man enough to tell you that I barely started trolling y'all bitch asses 2 days ago. Right? And my trolling, I'm just talking shit. I'm not dropping locations. I'm not dropping names. I'm just talking shit. Right? I'm being as disrespectful as I can. Right? That's it. I'm not trolling by dropping names, address. I'm not doing none of that, right? I'm not doing none of that. My trolling is just talking shit. That's all my was, right? I'm man enough to tell you, I started trolling 2 days ago. And y'all knew it was me, right? Y'all knew it was me, right? And that even made it 10 times better for me, because at least they let y'all know, punk bitches, yeah, it's me, right? And y'all know it's me, right? Because I'm giving you words that only I would, right? So I'm letting you know it's me, right? It's me. So I don't like to move in silence or in cowardness, right? Even through it's trolling, I still make it known it's me, right? I still let you know it's me. Just because the name switch up, I'm still the same motherfucking person, right? So I'm gonna still talk the same way. I'm still gonna type the same way. Now them, you see, they got their panties in the bunch, man. They got their panties in the bunch. They're gonna be pulling wedges at the ass because this, man, and they know it. They know it, right? They know it. They know it that it's a losing battle, right? That I don't know why they would continue and continue and continue, right? Maybe because I hadn't put a stop to it. It sure is, Miss Sarah. I've told Dante over and over numerous times, stop. That is not me, man. Please. You know, you're putting my life and the life of my family in danger with your fucking misinformation. Stop it, man. Stop it. Right? Stop it. Numerous times. Numerous times. The only there's the only these are my two options, right? And I've thought them out, right? My two options are crashing out like Manny did, right? Make him an example that way. Or two, go the legal route, right? Make him an example that way, right? I have two options. I can crash out and spend the rest of my life in prison, or I can make Dante Bell an example through the legal system, right? And I think my best option is to make an example out of him through the legal system, right? Because everything he's saying, it's not true. Everything, right? That I did 10 years probation, that I got convictions, all this stuff is not true, right? But I want him to continue, right? I want him to continue. So if he could please today go on another 6-8 hour rant about Noel Martinez, I would totally appreciate it, man. If you could do me that solid. Hate me that much that you would go on there and do it again for 6 to 8 hours. Do it again. Do it again. I want you to. All right. My only option is to take legal matters to Dante Bill. Right. He is not worth the bullet. Right. He's not worth the fucking bullet. Right. He's not. He's not. Because he's a piece of shit, man. That's like uh that'd be too easy for him, man. You know? That'd be too easy. And in reality, I want him to suffer. Right. And by me making him an example of the legal system, he's gonna suffer, right? Because it's gonna deter his fucking image that it's already a piece of shit image as it is. But it's just gonna further destroy his image, right? So I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hit him where it hurts. His image, who he portrays himself. In reality, he is not. So in the way of this, it's going to be a very fucking humbling experience for him, right? It's going to be a very humble experience for him. And just like I gave him his first spanking on here, I'm going to give him another one. Nobody has ever been able to get that guy out of character, right? Nobody has ever been able to show you his true colors other than me, right? Who had him breaking down, admitting to, all my content is fake. All my content is fake. Yes, I tell fake stories. Who cares what the black man does to the white man in prison? I gave him his fucking meltdown, right? I gave him his first loss on social media. And he still can't recover from it, right? Because he's still continuing with this misinformation. I gave him his first loss on YouTube. And then destroyed him. It made him go bald, right? It made him go bald. He lost all his hair. From that first spanking. From the first loss I gave you. You still haven't been able to recover. I haven't taken no losses from you. What losses have you given me? What loss? All your arguments are false, right? So how can you win with false? I'm tired of going back and forth, right? So now we're going to have to go to the legal system for the legal system can show us the truth, right? Who's right and wrong now? Me or you? Because if we continue this, all we're going to do is go back and forth, right? We got to get it in writing. We're going to have to go through the fucking motions, right? Enough is enough. Enough is enough, man. I've been letting you spread misinformation for far too long. Far too long, right? And like I said, my only options is crashing out, making you an example that way, or making you example in the legal courts to where your dignity and your character are going to take a hit. Right? And if you thought that your racist remarks have been keeping you down, wait till that makes you. I mean, if it doesn't keep you, it might even fucking destroy you, right? Your little fucking imagination world that you created around yourself might collapse, right? Because I'm seeking damages, buddy. Because you weren't just doing it for fun and giggles, right? If you were just doing it for fun and giggles, then myself and even the judge and the attorney would be like, all right, man, I think a simple apology at this point, even him stop talking about the matter would be sufficient, right? Mr. Dante Bell, you stop talking about it, issue a public apology, and that's the end of the matter. But since you're profiting and making money off of it, all you're doing is putting a money sign in the judge's head. All right. He don't know how much money you made. All he knows is that you made money, right? Now, what he's going to take in consideration is what I'm asking for, right? Is it reasonable? Is it reasonable, right? Because if I go in there and ask, I want $10 million, the judge is going to look at me like, come on, bro, it's a money grab, right? What is reasonable to you? Right? Trauma, sleepless nights, my health, relocation, because you dox me, you keep on saying these misinformation to for somebody to do me harm or my family harm. So your honor, relocation fee. Uh, well, how much do you say it is? Well, I'm thinking about at least a minimum of 100,000. At least, right? I'm looking for at least a minimum, Your Honor, because I can't put a set amount of value on human life. Right? There's no money. There's no money. It can't nobody say I'll give you $1 million for your life, right? I wouldn't take it, right? You can have that man. You can keep it, right? You can keep it. There's no amount of money that is worth a life. A life is priceless, man. Right? So by him putting all this misinformation out there, my life is in danger, man. Somebody could have took me out, man. Somebody can come and assault me, beat me up, and in the condition I am, might kill me. So you can't put a price on life, right? But at the same time, he's jeopardized me, right? So at that point, I have to put at least a 100,000, right? I said, because if you want me to put a life on it, it's priceless, man. I'll start off at 100, right? And I don't know what the attorney would say, right? Since you have a plaque and you're considered a giant or a Goliath platform, right? The lawyer might be like, no, that's too small. 100,000 is too small, man. Let's go for a quarter. We got to start high because the judge is going to go low. Start at a quarter. Your property, what is your property? 90,000? Your property is valued at 90,000, right? You live in a property that's valued at 90,000. Okay. So you got 90,000 right there. Okay. Now we're going to have to go start looking at what vehicles you got. All right. You own these vehicles, you? Okay. How much we got in the bank? The judge, you're going to have to show the judge all this shit, right? Your finances are going to come into play. Why? Because you weren't defamation of character for fun and giggles. You were doing it to profit, monetize, monetize channel after channel after channel to profit, right? How many channels have you created off of this? How many? How many? Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough, right? And that's the honest truth, man. You know, I'm going to win this case, right? I should have done this a long time ago. A long time ago. And it's going to be a process, right? Because I am going to drive up to Detroit. Right. First, I'm going to send you a letter, right? I'm going to send you a letter three ways. I'm going to send it to your house. I'm going to send it to your email you have on YouTube. And I'm going to post it on my page, right? It's going to be public. And after that, You know what happens, right? You know the motions, right? You know the motions. You know the motions. I'm gonna go full, right? If I have to sell all my collectibles, you're gonna pay that back at the end of the day, right? If I have to sell all my collectibles to be able to civil suit you, that's I'm gonna add that into my emotional distress, right? Because I'm gonna want that back, right? You're gonna have to pay off for my court fees and everything, buddy. So if I use my collectibles that I cherish to be able to defend myself and take you to court, I'm gonna want that back in extra. And the judge is gonna hear a violin story, right? Here you got this disabled person that's into collecting sports cards. How to sell my collection because this guy kept on defaming her character. And you know what the judge is gonna ask me? Would you like to have the value of your collection inserted? I sure would, Your Honor. So I'm telling you, buddy. I am telling you, Dante. Enough is enough, right? I've had it with your bitch ass, bro. I've had it. My only option. Look, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you're worried about the Brad situation, don't worry about it from my end. Right? Don't worry about it from my end. My uh my target is Dante. Somebody else has Mark in their hair. Don't I that's it, right? Me, Mark, all I'm gonna do is assist, right? How can I assist? Uh by providing the unedited version, right? That's how I can assist, right? Because like I said, Mark doesn't have to worry about me. Not me. I'm not the one. Donta and June have to worry about me, right? Because it's gonna be a civil matter. But once I take care of Dante, June will fall in place. Just watch. Mark, Mark is not me, man. It's not me. I'm just letting you know that. It's not me. All right. On your end, all I'm gonna do is assist, right? I'm not pushing forward on Mark. That's out of my hand. That's out of my, like I said, that's out of my jurisdiction. Mark is out of my jurisdiction. He's in someone else's, not mine. Right? Right. I am not Mark. I am not Mark's victim. I am Dante's victim, right? I am attacking my victimizer. Mark is it being attacked by. Not me, right? Not me. Not me, right? Because I have no argument, right? I can't take Mark to court on anything. I have no argument other than uh a bystander, right? I'm just a bystander, right? Mark hasn't caused me per se any kind of damage, right? Or physical. Emotional he has because he's gone along with these guys, right? But Dante's the main one, right? He's the main one. He's he's the main one, right? He's my victimizer. He victimized me. So in court, Dante's the aggressor. I'm the victim. Right. In Mark's situation, Mark's the aggressor. Mark has to, he has to deal with his shit, right? Mark's gonna have to deal with his, on his end, right? Not me. I can't push the issue. I can't push the issue. I can push the issue on Dante Bell in the legal matter. I have all the right. And that's what I'm going to do to Dante Bell, right? I'm pushing the legal issue on Dante Bell. That's my right. Right? That's my right. Everybody has that right. And especially that we're in a new age of social media, right? That if not millions of people have seen that video of all this misinformation, right? All this misinformation, right? I have a 7-year-old kid, man, that has friends and stuff, right? I have a 7-year-old kid that participates in sports activities, school activities. I'm a father, man, that participates in a 7-year-old's activities. I go to birthday parties. I go to events. Enough is enough, man. Right? And I have to make him an example of it. Right? Just like Manny made Finney an example out of it, I have to make Dante Bell an example out of it. Right? And he knows everything that I'm speaking is truth. Right? I'm not I'm not blowing smoke up y'all's ass. I'm not woofing. I'm not trying to sell nobody a woof ticket. I'm not uh bluffing. I'm not, right. I'm not. I've had enough, and I came to the realization that I have to take legal matters, right. I don't work, so me taking the road trip to Detroit anywhere is doable, right. It's not like I gotta fit anything around my schedule. No, I just tell my wife, look, I'll be back in about a day or two, and that's it, right. I'll take me a road trip, right. So my option, yes, they do. And that's what you see. Mark doesn't understand that when somebody's building a case against you, and there's people that have that are witnesses and have first testimony, and once they submit that unedited version into discovery, people get subpoenaed. You know, and that's the beautiful thing of this country, right? That if you know something and you don't want to speak about it, that's why your bitch ass gets subpoenaed, right? They're like, we know that you know something. We know, right? So you're not gonna get in trouble. Just let us know. You're not the one in trouble. We just want to know what you know. We subpoenaing you because we know that you know. So don't lie. If you tell us that you don't know and you're lying, we're gonna hold you in contempt. So Mark, you're out of my jurisdiction, Mark. You're in someone else's. You have been, right? You have been. These people have been moving in silence, bro. Which maybe I should have fucking been doing that, right? But too late for that. So while Mark's getting taken care of, I'm gonna take care of Dante Bell. I'm gonna make it my mission. And once again, let's make this. I want to put this out there clear. I, Noel Martinez, am not gonna cost Dante Bell or wish anybody to cause him any kind of physical harm. Let's get that understood, right? When I say that I'm gonna make an example out of him, I'm gonna make an example out of him through the legal system, right? Once again, now that we're going to go into the court system, I don't want my words to be mistaken as threats, right? So when I say, let's make it clear again. When I say I'm gonna make Dante Bell an example, the example is he's gonna be made an example in legal court in the system, right? Because like I said, there's two things that can come out of this. We've already seen the example Manny made Finney, right? I don't want to do that. And I'm pretty sure any courts wouldn't want that, right? It's too tragic, right? There could have been like, well, you should have just came in here and came through the legal system, right? If I have to, become a degenerate by lowering my standards and running to the cops, then so be it, right? Because I can't be living like a street dude, man. I can't be living like a, a gangster and be like, well, I gotta go show an example, and I can't do that, man. I'm too old, right? In reality, I'm too old, man. And I love my family. They love me, and I wouldn't be, me going to prison. It wouldn't be shit, right? Even at this age, me going to prison, I would be all right, right? Because I know how to mind my business, and I know what it takes, right? I'm not a little kid any longer, right? When I went to prison, I was a kid, so that's why I kind of gravitated to gangs and shit, right? Because that's where I was coming from. I was coming from the free world where it was camaraderie, gang, homies and shit. So when I went to prison, I gravitated to that, right? So now me being a man and old, I'm like, man, I'm gonna do my own thing, man. Y'all don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with y'all. Simple as that, right? But even then, man, I wouldn't do my family like that, right? I wouldn't do my kid. I wouldn't do my son like that, right? So my only other option is making an example out of the courtroom and make him, eat everything he threw at me and more, right? And he knows. I hope he's listening. You know what I mean? I hope he's listening because he knows that everything I'm telling him is the truth. It's gonna come into play, man. I already told you. Monday morning, I'm gonna get a lawyer to write the letters. You're gonna get one to your fucking mail, one to your email, and I'm gonna post one online on my video, right? So you can clearly get the message, public message, right? And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna file in your jurisdiction, buddy, right? In your county, I'm gonna go file, right? And we're gonna get the ball rolling. Cause if you think that I'm gonna stop once I send that letter out, I'm not stopping there. I'm not stopping there. And I'm not gonna feel bad for you, man. I'm not gonna feel bad. I'm not gonna feel bad, man. Because I've given you every opportunity to stop with the misinformation. Stop, please stop, man. Please. Making you making me succumb to almost identity theft, right? Somebody can just steal my identity because I had to prove myself to you, right? I had to expose myself just to show you markings off my body, knowing that you're making me do all this stuff, knowing that you have misinformation, right? Will you knowingly know you have misinformation, but you're still making me jump through hoops of fire. Do you know how fucking torture that is, man? And do you think what do you think to the average judge, the average jury is going to see? You've been tormenting my life for fucking a year with misinformation, right? Mark, he can't say that, right? Because you know what, Mark, you know what they're going to tell the judge? You know what the judge is going to tell Mark? Why did you do a documentary self-confessing to a horrendous crime? Maybe if you wouldn't have did a documentary personally confessing to a horrific crime, maybe people wouldn't be making videos about you. Have you thought about that? I don't know, man. Y'all don't even know the shit y'all got yourselves into, man. Any fucking judge, jury, is gonna give me a win, man. Sad to say, it. Because what's your argument? Your arguments. Morning, Dejas. How you doing, bro? You see, when Mark did a self confession, because that's what it is, a self confession to a crime. He's walking play by play, step by step. It's a confession of a sort, right? And what tops it off, that towards the end of the video, he said he had to do this video because this video was a sort of confession, right? So anybody that listens to the video and be like, so he's admitting that everything he said on this video was a way of a sort of a confession. Y'all have never. I'm gonna go do a short of it, right? I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna tell you, and it tells you right there in that documentary. Right there and there, he tells you at the end of this documentary that this was some sort of confession for him. He needed to get it off his chest, right? Right then and there, it tells you, right? So Mark has no case. That's the difference, right? Mark has no case on defamation of character, right? Because that's the character he portrayed to the world on that documentary. So he cannot get mad when people look at him that way, right? Because it's self-confession tape, right? That's the difference, right? And then you have Jonathan Schwartz. The director, producer, the financer of the documentary telling you that this documentary is real. So there goes another reason why Mark can't sue anybody for defamation of character, right? Because that's the character Mark presented to the world, right? Now, the character that Dante's trying to present me to the world, I'm not, right? I've never said anything. I don't have no convictions. I've never made a fucking documentary saying I do this, I did that, right? So all the information that he's been spewing, it's misinformation, willingly, knowingly, right? Because he can't say, "Oh, I didn't know, I didn't know." Bullshit. You knew, right? You knew. Everybody around you knew, but you continue the shenanigans, right? Look what happened to Manny. Just look at my reactions when I get in the panels with them, right? Do you see how aggressive and aggravated I am? So just imagine if these guys were in my vicinity, right? It don't take much to piss me off, man, to set me off, right? I don't need nobody sticking a key behind me and winding me up. I don't need that, right? I don't need nobody pep talking me or cheering me up or talking me. I don't need none of that shit, man. At a drop of a hat, before you know it, before you know it, I'm more of a show you than a talker, right? But if I can't get to you, all I can do is woof, right? All I can do is fucking woof. But I don't like woofing. That's like bitch moves, right? Bickering back and forth, rah, 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 rah. And ain't nobody fucking biting, right? I feel like a bitch doing that, man. I want gratification. I want an instant gratification. I want to fucking feel pain. You know what I mean? I want to fucking feel pain. If I cut my own motherfucking self, man, just to feel pain. So, so that's why I have to make him an example in the legal courts, right? That way he can live and suffer, right? It's like you're gonna live the remainders of your days knowing that you're a bitch, right? And that a dude from Texas shut you down, right? Everything that you spoke has come to fruition, right? What did you say, David and Goliath? What did you say that I called you and I was going to take your network down, that I was going to shut you down, right? Isn't that what you said I was going to do to you in the beginning? And my intentions, God knows, and you know, were never that. But look at here, look at here. Where are we at now? You're on the verge of losing it, right? You're on the verge of losing it. You spoke everything into existence, my brother. God listened. And I told you, God has kept me alive in many death situations, man. Right? And it seems like every time when somebody tries to fuck me over or maybe it's just too much to handle for me, he opens up my eyes. right? And he plants that seed in my head. Come on, you're not a stupid dude. I kept you going for a reason. And then poof, epiphanies, right? And then you start questioning yourself, like, why haven't I did this a long time ago? I blame myself for letting it go too far, right? Right. I blame myself for letting it go too far because I could have stopped it from right. The actions, what I'm doing, what I'm gonna start doing now, I should have did it, right? But I mean, I didn't know, right? I mean, I adapted and it is what it is. But just like how he said, and God knows, man, that when I reached out to that dude with tips, I reached out to him as a friend. I reached out to him as a friend, man. So I don't feel bad, man, for the outcome or whatever we're at right now. Because when I reached out to him, I reached out to him as a friend, man. I didn't reach out to him as a foe. He knows that. I know that. And God knows that, right? That I did not reach out to him as a foe. Once he started trying to do all his bully tactics and know that I wasn't going to align with him and go with his narrative, that's when all the trolling account started and all the doxing, all the all everything, right? Everything, right? It all started, right? So it's like I came at him as a friend. So to me, it kind of hurts, man, because I'm a loner, right? And when you kind of put your guard down, you're like, damn, this dude got me, man. You know, it's I can admit it, right? Just like Mark, Mark let his guard down, and this dude got him, right? He got him, right? It is what it is, right? It is what it is. You try to give people the benefit of the doubt because they portray themselves online like there's something like this, and I'm like, oh, maybe this dude's, maybe he's a pretty cool dude, right? I try to give Dante the benefit of the doubt, man. I called him from my personal number, right? Now, if you consider somebody that maybe this dude's cool, he's on social media, uh, I'm I'm gonna call him from my real number, right? What's if I call him, if I feel you're shady, I'm gonna call you from a throwaway number, right? But I called them from my personal number, man. I let my guard down, right? Usually when you meet somebody and it's going to be a first interaction, you call them from a burner, right? That's the street code, right? When you meet somebody and you're going to do a first time interaction, you don't call them from your fucking personal phone. You call them from a pay phone. You call them from somebody, somewhere else where it doesn't go back to you, right? Now, after a couple of deals, okay, then you toss them your personal number. Here goes my direct number. Hit me up, right? That's the code of the streets, right? So when I reached out to him on social media, I'm like, man, this is social media. It's out in the open. No, it seems like nobody's, seems who they are. No, so I reached out to him like Noel for my personal number, right? So that's when he got my personal number. He started backtracking it, right? Started going from there. Once he knew that I wasn't going to align myself with them, he started pulling my police reports, my documents, right? He started pulling all this stuff just to have it like bargaining chips, right? Because this is what the people do on social media, right? Intimidate, build up bargaining chips to try to uh, manipulate you, intimidate, and doing on what they want you to do, right? He wanted me to stop talking about Mark. He wanted me to stop doing this. He wanted me, right? So he continued with his misinformation, right? I fucked up by letting my guard down and reaching out to him, right? As a friend. That was my number my, that my that that was my number one mistake. Letting my guard down, right? giving him the benefit of the doubt of being a good character. I didn't know social media was like this, where people are not really themselves, right? Because I thought this was YouTube, right? YouTube, I thought YouTube is like, fuck, YouTube is you, man. It's like, it's who you really are, right? It's who you are. You know, what you like doing, your hobbies, you're showing it to the world. Now, if you know how to do something, you show, hey, look, this is how do you do it. So when you do it, you don't have to struggle. Look, maybe you'll run into this problem. And it's informational, it's educational. But then now I see the ugly side of social media, right? The misinformation, the doxing, the trolling, right? I see the negative side of YouTube, where I was like, fuck, I didn't know it was this toxic. I didn't know it was this fucking toxic, man. I thought it was just a friendly environment where people were to gather and share their experiences and tell them about you. YouTube, I thought that's what it was, about you. You're sharing people what you like. But then you can't even do that, because then people will go and then look at your videos and call you a junkie and call you out of your name. Like the junkie part, I don't mind, man, right? Because you can't defame, right? Because I did substance, I did overdose. So your opinion of you calling me a junkie is not defaming my character, all right? That doesn't bother me. You calling me a junkie, a dope fiend, that doesn't bother me, man. Because I know I've never been a dope fiend, I've never been a junkie, I've never been that, right? Have I experienced with it? Yes. Have I tried it? Yes. Have I wasted my last dollar on any kind of? No. Have I sold my ass for a drug? No. Have I broken into people's houses for drugs? No. To feed my addiction? No. That's the difference, man. Uh you can express your opinion when somebody tells you stuff about their life, and it's true. You have every right to express your opinion on the true stuff of that guy's life, right? Like when I overdosed and you call me a junkie, I don't mind it. That's your opinion, man. That's your opinion. You formulated, rightfully so, right? I gave you, I myself, by posting my information out there, letting you know that I overdosed, I gave you that ammunition to call me a junkie, right? But that speaks the character of your nature, instead of saying, "Oh man, you went to tribulations and you overdosed and you came back through," right? Seeing the positive side of it, right? Seeing the positive side, right? That I realized that, hey, there's an afterlife, right? Because my soul was going somewhere. Instead of you seeing that the positive, you see the negative, and seeing a junkie. I didn't see a junkie, right? I seen epiphany of God showing me and telling me there's something more, because my soul wasn't going nowhere, right? It was just lingering. So to you, for me, what was something beautiful and amazing, and I'm still trying to seek and understand more of it, of what I saw and what I went through, right? To you, the best you can say is, "Oh, you're a junkie." That's rightfully so, right? I gave you that opportunity. I gave you that opportunity to pass judgment upon me, right? I gave you that. And we live in a country that you have your right to your opinion. Does it make you right? No, but you have your right. Everything else, misinformation, right? Information about my son, right? That my son took charges for me, right? Why, as a father, right? If I could avoid my son having a background, I already have a bad background, right? So what's more? What's a few more backgrounds on my back, right? My son has never taken any charges for me, right? And all this stuff is gonna come out and play in court, right? Right? Because my son, they're gonna be testimony, they're gonna be witnesses of all this shit, man. Right? And my son's gonna have to show his documents and tell you, look, all my cases, my father has never been with me one time, right? All my son's cases, he caught him on his own, man. Right? Cases that I've tried to avoid him catching, right? I've gone to the motels and picked them up and said, come home, man. Right? Leave your car and let's just go, right? But I've been there, right? I've been in those situations when I'm, 14, 15, trapping out of places. You know what I mean? I've been there, right? And at the time, his mind, he's full of fucking bars. So I'm like, damn, it's like seeing myself all over again at 17, 18, right? It's like I'm seeing myself again, right? I'm seeing myself again in the son. I'm trying to avoid my son to cause the same mistakes that I did because I'm seeing him myself right now, right? He got a gun. He's full of fucking Xanax, right? Do you know how it feels, man, to get the call and they say that this dude uh shot himself? The cops almost killed this fucker, man. The cops almost killed this stupid fucker, right? I get a call that he's on they're chasing him, right? So when I get to the scene, it's blocked off. The whole block is blocked off, right? And I see the ambulance going through. I'm like, fucking this stupid piece of shit probably did something stupid, right? So in the hectic, man, I'm about to get shot, right? Because I'm like, man, let me go over there and talk to him, man. Let me go over there and talk to him. Because I can hear the fucking walkie-talkies where they're telling him, bring in the SWAT, right? He keeps on pointing the gun at us, right? He keeps on pointing the gun at us, right? He keeps on pointing the gun at us. And I'm like, man, let me go over there and talk to him real quick before y'all fucking try to shoot this dude. So these dudes don't even know half of the story that they talk out their motherfucking ass, man. It bothers me because I could have lost my son at the hand of the cops that day, right? They were about to take him out, right? They were about to take him out, right? And they were laughing about this shit, right? Right? Because he kept on pointing the gun at him, right? He kept on fucking pointing the gun at him, right? He kept on pointing the gun to his head and then pointing it at them, pointing the gun at his head, pointing it at them, right? So when I hear these pieces of shit saying stories about me throwing charges upon my son, and I'm like, pieces of shit don't even know half of the fucking story that y'all are fucking telling, man. So that's why, man, enough is enough, man. It has to come to a point to like, not once have you said anything true. The thumb drive. Didn't he say he had a thumb drive with me watching horrendous porn of father and daughter? Does he has a thumb drive that the FBI would love to see. Well, bring that thumb drive to civil matter. All right. Bring all your fucking misinformation, all your accusations, all everything you have to the fucking courtroom. Right? I'm going to make you the fucking example, man. You, 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 you done fucked around and you're gonna find out, man. You done 5-4. That's what it's called, right? 5-4. That's what you did, buddy. Cause you know, once again, y'all have a good Saturday. Uh, I'm not gonna be making, you know, I gotta listen to my wife and family, man. They're like, go do this one video, leave it alone for the day. All right, so I have to please them. You know what I mean? I can't be a pleasing apex predators like Donta, right? Making me expose myself, making me succumb to identity theft. All for what? To prove misinformation? That's why I told you, how can I win against lies? How? How? It's a losing battle, right? Because every day is going to be a new fucking lie. How can I address that lie? How? How? But we need to cut it out once and for all, man. Right? That way we can finally say, okay, you go your way, I go my way. Right? Let's make it concrete. Because if you're right, you don't have nothing. If everything that you said on social media is true, you have nothing to hide. And for you, it's a win case, right? You should feel as confident as I do that you will win. Right? If everything you said about me is true, man, that should be money in the bag for you. Right? That should be money in the bag. If everything you said is lies, but then you're liable. Right? I hope you're as confident as I am. Right? I hope you're as confident, right, as I am. Because if everything you said is accurate and the truth, you it's an ace in the hole for you, man. Right? You're gonna be as confident as I am. Because I'm confident, man. I'm 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 very confident. I have a very strong case against you. Very strong case. Now, if you feel everything you said about me is true, then you as well have a solid case, right? If everything's true, you have a solid case. You have a good counter. Only if it's true, which me and you know it's not. So I don't, if I was a betting man, I don't see a trial. I'll see an out of court settlement, right? Because uh, you want to waste the court's time. They're going to railroad you, right? They're gonna, whatever I ask, they're most likely going to give. So your attorney is going to most likely tell you, and how can we settle out of court with this guy? I'm confident, man. I hope you are too. I see you. One day we're gonna see each other, man. Y'all have a good day, and see you in a little bit. Probably go watch Jurassic Park. So y'all have a good one, man.